What if the mirror on your wall didn't just show your reflection, but your regrets, your fears, and your darkest truths? This is the story of a mirror, one so old and cursed it didn't reflect who you are, but who you refuse to become. 16-year-old Evelyn Graves lived in the quiet town of Marrow Hollow, where the fog never seemed to lift and whispers always traveled faster than the wind. Evelyn was quiet, curious, and deeply introverted. She loved collecting antiques from estate sales and forgotten attics, hoping to find pieces of lost history. On her 16th birthday, her aunt gifted her an ornate, century-old mirror she'd found sealed behind a boarded-up room in a Victorian mansion. It was beautiful, carved vines and roses twisted around a blackened gold frame. But the glass felt cold, too cold. It didn't reflect like normal glass. It seemed slightly delayed, as if the image lagged behind reality. Her aunt warned her half-jokingly, "Don't look into it too long. Old mirrors remember things people forget." The first time Evelyn really looked into the mirror, something felt wrong. Her room was the same. Her face looked the same. But her reflection blinked half a second too late. She chalked it up to fatigue, or an old mirror's quirks. But it got worse. Sometimes her reflection would smile when she didn't. Other times it would stare directly into her eyes, unblinking, while she looked away. She tried to ignore it, until the reflection started moving on its own. One night, Evelyn saw her reflection standing in the mirror, even though she wasn't in front of it. It stared at her from across the room, mimicking nothing, like a shadow frozen in time. When she approached, the reflection spoke, not aloud, but into her mind. "I am the version of you you try to bury. I am your envy, your spite, your silence, your secrets." Frightened, Evelyn backed away. But each day, the mirror grew more active, showing her visions of herself yelling at her mother, pushing her best friend, lying to her teacher. None of these things had happened, but they could have. The mirror wasn't cursed by ghosts. It was cursed by human potential, the worst of it. Evelyn stopped sleeping. Every night she felt her darker self, mirror Evelyn, watching her, whispering about all the terrible things she was capable of. How easy it would be to hurt someone with words. How quick people are to abandon you. How much easier it is to be cruel than kind. The mirror fed off her insecurities. Her reflection grew stronger every time she believed its lies, until one night it offered her a deal. "Let me take over, just for a day. No one will mess with you again. No fear, no guilt, just power." Evelyn almost said yes. But then she remembered her little sister, how she always looked up to her. She remembered her best friend who once cried and said Evelyn was the only person who ever listened. She remembered her mother's tired eyes, still smiling even when life was hard. Evelyn walked up to the mirror and smashed it. Glass shattered like ice, and her reflection screamed, a soundless, high-pitched howl of rage. In the aftermath, Evelyn felt hollow, but free. She still had the shards in a box under her bed, not because she wanted to keep them, but to remember what she faced and chose not to become. Everyone has a mirror inside them, one that shows not just who they are, but who they might become, for better or worse. The real curse isn't in a piece of glass. It's in letting your worst thoughts control your actions. So ask yourself, if you looked into a mirror that showed your darkest self, would you have the strength to break it? Thank you for watching this wonderful story with me, please. If this story gave you chills, subscribe for more tales that reflect deeper truths.